Hey y'all, welcome back to Sipping Tea with the Mex. It's your girl Melissa,
And I'm Crystal.
and today we're going to be talking about was life better before social media? Now, y'all already know, most people, we probably gonna have the same answer. It's not gonna be too controversial, but I do feel like I have some stuff that might ruffle some feathers. So I'm gonna
hmm
let you start off.
Mm. Honestly, I feel like I'm torn. I feel like there were a lot of great things that happened before social media, but I also feel like social media has brought about a lot of great things as far as like information wise, someone being able to promote themselves as a creative, getting their own information out there, putting up pictures, putting up music, making videos, making movies. I feel like they're like it's pros and cons. Like that is some of the pros for social media. Like some of the cons, I feel like people don't connect the way that they used to connect, meaning that like I don't feel like people have get-togethers or even just like hanging out with a friend as much as they used to because you can just send a DM to somebody. I feel like people don't talk as much as they used to because it's like if you're sending stuff on social media all day, then it's not going to really leave room for you to be like, let's catch up. Let's talk. Let me call this person, see how it's going. Because I feel like social media is kind of taken away from it, that connection part of it.
I do absolutely think that's true. A lot of people said it kind of I guess it became worse after COVID, which it was true because we was in a house like for about a year, unless you were an essential worker. But that's a lot of reason why they say like there's a lot of socially awkward people and people just don't know how to hold conversations anymore. And I feel like the only people who know how to talk is the people who were either there right before social media started or we were y'all know back in the day when Instagram we used to just like post duck lips with the little peace sign with our friends in school. Like that's where we came from. That's how we grew up. So it's like I feel like after us, a lot of people don't know how to talk no more.
You know what? Honestly, I also feel like there are a lot of people in your generation that don't know how to talk.
Yeah, but we have two sides of our generation. We got older Gen Z and younger Gen Z. I cannot speak for younger Gen Z because I don't know what they did.
mm, yeah, yeah. I mean, I think it depends, and I haven't looked at it like, if it was before COVID or after COVID or during COVID. But you made some good points with that. Um, but I just feel like there's just so many things that social media changed. Like one thing that annoys me is like going on vacation. Like when I am scrolling on social media and someone says, this is the best spot to go take pictures at when you're on vacation. I booked this photographer while I'm on vacation. I mean, for my vacation. And to me, it's just like that's taken away from the vacation. Maybe it's just my idea of a vacation because pictures is just like something extra that I don't really want to have to do. I sometimes don't mind it. I understand memories, I understand all this, but to me, it just takes away being away from the present moment when you're worried about pictures. Like it annoys me. Yes, it's good to look back on, but I don't want to be taken away from the moment of being present, of being here and enjoying and be like, oh, let me look at my phone. Let me unlock my phone. Let me go to my camera. Let me make sure the angle is right. Let me make sure I'm doing this. Let me make sure I'm doing that. Like you've missed like a whole 30 to 60 seconds of something and you have kind of gotten out of the vibe of it because you have put your energy into the phone. I mean, no, it's not a big deal, but I just feel like it's pushing and pulling your energy and your attention. And I'm like, I don't want to do it. And like, it just annoys me. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'm confused because what do you mean they hired a photographer for the vacation?
Um, let's say they go to Bali. And if you go to this certain spot and get in this boat and you put on this dress or they put a leaf over you, you have to have a specific photographer to take these type of pictures, and you can only do it in the boat in this specific place, and you got to have it to be captured like this. And I'm like, but you like, but people hire professional people. I don't know if it's like an excursion itself. Like one company is like, hey, we set up this for you. So we have a photographer, we have the boat, we have everything that you would need for the picture. So I don't know if it's just a photographer and his set or if it's just a company. But either way, in my mind, you're hiring a photographer to take a
I
picture of you on vacation.
I never heard of that.
Really?
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I don't know what you talk about. I mean, I do
Yes.
know, like, whenever they take pictures now, it is a lot. It is extra. Like, for example, let's just use Instagram for example. Everything is aesthetic. Your whole Instagram, what is it called? Instagram page, Instagram profile,
Hmm.
whatever. It's like aesthetic. Why do you have to only do certain poses? Why do it have to only be certain colors? Why do it only have to be certain backgrounds? Of course, you can do what you want, but I think we're losing the art of being vulnerable. We're losing the art of having
Hmm.
fun
Hmm.
because, like, it was also like you mentioned, there's no more living in the moment. Everything is, planned, program. Let me take a picture of my food before I eat it. Let me do this. I think that is extra, and it's just like that's why they think everybody is the same now because everybody do the exact same thing because I feel like it's one thing for it to like be like, oh, this influencer has been, setting their page up like this. But once it becomes a trend and everybody starts doing it, everybody is copy and paste. There's no uniqueness. It's like it's a continuous cycle of everybody doing the same thing.
Yep. And I do think that got bigger with social media because when you think about it, I feel like that was done on a smaller level before social media. Just think about being in school. Once somebody saw the hottest shoes, then everybody want to have those same type of shoes. Once a specific type of slang came around, everybody wants to start using that same type of word. So I feel like it was done on a smaller level, but once you get to social media, more people start doing it. But I also think they do it for, is it clout, maybe I'm trying to say? For because they see how many followers a specific person got by doing something. So they're like, oh, I want to do the same thing so I can have that many followers. So it's about them not being original because they want to get followers and likes.
Actually, I'm glad you said that. So, two things. So, yes, whenever it was being done at school and, in your neighborhood or even in your town, even in your city, that was normal. Y'all all gonna talk the same. Y'all all gonna sound the same because y'all stay in the same city. But once Toronto sounded like Houston and Houston is sounding like Florida and Florida sounding like Mexico, it's a problem. Obviously, I'm exaggerating the places, but
Because I said
that
Toronto, how they get in this conversation?
but my point is that like it's losing the art of basically being unique. Like it's not the
Hmm.
same anymore. And I feel like the stuff, not to say you can't, follow influencers or follow celebrities, but it loses its art when everybody tries to be a celebrity. They're celebrities for a reason. If you really think about how things used to be, a celebrity usually has things that normal people would not have. And it's like now everybody needs to be on the same level, and that's unrealistic. And it's also creating unrealistic expectations in real life. That's
Hmm.
playing into people's mental health, and it's playing
Hmm.
to people thinking that they're behind. And it's just like we was never truly supposed to have this much access to this many people. That's what people I feel like are not realizing. So again, the celebrity thing, that's been a thing. That's how they make money, that's how they sell products. That's been a thing since forever. But once regular people start trying to keep up with them, everybody looks the same. There's no, what is it called? Like there's nothing to move towards. There's nothing to try to grow into because everybody's trying to stay on the same level.
I do understand what you're saying. And what you said did remind me of something I heard people say. So it's kind of like how you said people from different parts of the country or just different places are all kind of being the same now. Like I've heard people say, um, the Atlanta rappers are like they say everybody sounds like they are from Atlanta now the way that they rap. Even the people in Detroit, they have the same flow as Atlanta rappers. Even people like, on the East Coast, like not of course not all of them, but it's like everybody has the same type of style instead of when we was growing up, it's like you knew somebody was from New York by the way that they rap. You knew somebody was from California or the West
Yeah,
Coast
that's
or the
true.
way that they
You could
rap.
tell.
Yeah, and it's like now they listen to like the same type of people and they're trying to be influenced because they like a certain style and culture. Like that is what they are copying instead of like finding their own unique thing about themselves. And I also think that's what's you may have said it too. What social media is taking away from is people uniqueness. Like
Hmm.
they don't want to find out who they are or try to be themselves. They are trying to figure out, they're trying to be like whatever they think is hot and popping. Basically take the easy route because it's like, oh,
That's what I think. Yeah.
this is what this person's doing. This is how I'm gonna get there. That's how I'm doing. I'm just gonna copy them. And also, what social media does a lot too is that they have people who start a trend, and then you have other influencers who come in and take over and get all the credit and views.
Yeah.
And then it's like, but you didn't even start this. Like, you didn't create it. Like, but you just take other people's stuff and you just do it and make it like it's your own. So,
That's another thing. I'm like, I feel like that's kind of the bad part about it. Like, yes, we get to share and different things like that and learn about different cultures, but it becomes a problem when you try to mimic and copy and be another culture completely. That's where the line,
hmm.
that's when you step over the line. So it's like that's also why people's ideas are getting stolen because they're gonna sit there and look at your mannerisms, listen to how you talk every single day until they can do it themselves. And now they have your audience because
Yep.
they're performing to be something that you're not. And I'm like, it's just that's what I say. It's a lot of pros and cons. I do feel like, but I wanted to like piggyback off of something you said because I think you said something like people want the easy way out. So like, let's just say, I'm gonna use this example. It's this girl, I forgot her name, but she literally sounds exactly like Nicki. She talked like Nicki, her mannerisms like Nicki, and we already grew up with Nicki. Like, you can't. This is not a thing. Like, you can't do this without people, calling it out because where is the uniqueness? Like, even the lyrics in the song sounds like Nicki. And it's like you could be inspired by somebody, but do not take nobody' personality. Don't take their flow. Don't take they. It's just weird. It starts to get weird, like sooner or later. And it's like everybody wants the easy way out. And I'm like, I feel like people are not realizing that. Yes, social media rewards things that look the same or aesthetic, but they also reward uniqueness. A lot of people got famous because they came on TikTok being themselves in their bonnets. People came on TikTok saying what they wanted. Like that's how they got famous. So it's like they only see one part of it.
Hmm.
They trying to take the safe route. That's what I feel like.
Yes, but but what you just said about seeing people uniqueness, I think that social media helped with that for a lot of people because especially like on TikTok, it is more accepting of people as they are and maybe even some things that you could not get in your hometown or where you're from, you would be accepted online. So for example, I saw this guy who he had on like this nice outfit. It's just not, it was non-traditional. It was kind of flashy. And he said, people where I live at tell me that I can't get dates or I'm not gonna find anybody based on how I dress. And so everybody in the comment was like, you're dressed fine, but if you're from a small town, they're not gonna get you because they are like used to people dressing down and calm and
They thrive off of everybody being the same.
yes, and so it's just kind of like because he was posting his pictures online, more people was able to relate to him. Like, and I thought it was really cute. It was very fashionable. It's just so he was able to find that he was accepted, and people probably would look up to his style online as opposed to in person. So So yes, like you are able to find yourself in, some things that may not, you are able to expand your mind more than you would have been before social media. Um, but I feel like, that can also, it just depends. Sometimes it could go too far. Like I feel like sometimes we may get caught up in the social media world and we just don't want to live in the actual real world.
Yes, that's
And so, and that's to me, that's kind of like how people say now when you go to the club, the only type of dances that people do are TikTok dances at the club.
first
Like
of all,
they,
they don't even dance no more at all. And then don't get me started, y'all. I know most people know what I'm gonna say, but just I ain't even gonna say it.
I don't, because I haven't been in the club in a long time, so I don't
Mama.
know what.
Okay, well, okay, so you've been to the club before?
Yeah.
Okay, so how was it when you went to the club? How about we start there? How did it used to be?
So it was like